let me ask this. Why did Jane not go up at all? I think the tier 0.5 is super populated, especially on the DPS side. But I wonder, is Hugo comparable to all of these DPS? Hey guys, you new here. So, I know this is like, I don't know how many times now. I think this is like the third time I'm reacting to something. But I wanna finish the reactions first so I can edit some hard videos to edit later on. So, I think starting tomorrow I will be posting some gameplay videos soon. And also, I'm trying to finish up a lot of content that I wanna finish up, especially regarding the HP inflation stuff, because I literally have a lot of videos planned up and like videos like before season 2 comes on. So make sure you wait on that. For now, I'm sorry if I keep like uploading reaction videos like this, and just easy content for now because I'm trying to work right now. I have some work to do, but so I need to save up some stuff. Anyways, so today, the Prydwen tier list just came out since Hugo literally just came out today. Or if you're America server, today. But if you're an Asian server, yesterday. But yeah, Hugo literally just came out, and we're gonna see like the tier list. I think there's not gonna be much change on the tier list, but since that is, we will be predicting what will happen on tier list for the next few months, because I think I have some good theory on why I think there's gonna be big changes on the tier list. Because currently, like the roster of Zenless Zone Zero's agents is currently being getting more and more, like populated. So we are probably gonna have the same tier list as, I should I say this, same tier list as agents are, where we're gonna add one more bar. This is just like, possibility. I don't know if like the admin of Prydwen is gonna literally do it on Zenless, but since I have this like literally long time theory since 1.6 about outfit characters, I think it will come true soon. But for now, let's look at the tier list first before I explain it later, okay? Okay, here is the tier list. Updated on May 14, 2025, basically yesterday at my time. And we are gonna see what Prydwen is saying about Hugo since he just got released. Okay? We're gonna look at the change logs later, but let's just continue and look at the tier list. Okay, no changes on tier 0, still the same thing. Caesar is still down here. Tier 0.5, and as we can see, my boy Hugo is in tier 0.5. And wow, so Lycon actually goes up on tier 0.5. Okay, last time he's on tier 1 because, because Trigger got released, so all the stuff, since Xingyi goes down a tier, a lot of like stunners goes down also. And it's crazy that Lycon is up here, and I think it's 100% because of Hugo, because Hugo is in 0.5. But I wonder, is Hugo comparable to all of these DPS? I don't know, because I don't have Hugo, but I will see. I will try to see some gameplays about Hugo. But for now, I feel like it's a very fair, very fair thing for Hugo, because from what I know, playing Hugo is like very high maintenance. Not high maintenance in terms of skills. You just need to like keep in mind what you are doing basically on the rotation, because when you are playing Hugo, you are basically eating all the stun of an enemy just to deal a big damage, like in like literally one big damage, instead of just doing a continuous damage on the stun when like the enemy is stunned. Hugo just eat up the stun bar, and then release a big damage. He will come to the enemy. Yes. Anyways, and it's crazy how Lycon goes up. I thought Lycon is not gonna go up, even though like Lycon is like, or Lycon is Hugo's best in slot stunner next to Lighter. I mean, both of them are like best in slot stunner for Hugo. But I didn't expect that Hugo will like rise Lycon up on the tier list. And now let me ask this. Why did Jane Doe not go up at all until 0.5? Because from what I tested, Jane Doe benefits a lot on Vivian. I actually like it. Like Vivian actually made Jane Doe like feel comfortable. Same as when Bernice came out on 1.2. I wonder what's the difference between Hugo making Lycon go up on the tier next to literally Chinny and Vivian not making Jane Doe go up a tier. I wonder how I wonder why though. I think Jane Doe should at least go up on tier 0.5. And now that we are thinking about 0.5, I think the tier 0.5 is super populated, especially on the DPS side. Because we all know and we can all agree, all of these characters are tier 0.5. We cannot compare to Miyabi at the moment. But I think this is why we should add one more category. Like I said earlier, I think this is the time where we should add a new category, especially since Zenless Zone Zero are trying to plan out more off-field characters. And by the way, this off-field characters doesn't mean only like support or like stunner characters. It also means characters that deals big damage. And we all know, and I think you can already like, like predict that Anomaly is gonna be leaning into more supportive roles, especially being a sub DPS instead of being a main DPS. Though there's like controversy, and I mean not really controversy, but there's like people that are saying I mean sub DPS is still sub DPS. Yeah, you could say that, but I feel like comparing a sub DPS to a pure sub DPS is a bit like a bit confusing, especially right now the roster of Zenless Zone Zero, especially on tier 0.5, being populated by a lot of characters. Because the thing is, I cannot call like literally I have this problem when Vivian came out on the tier list. I can't compare Vivian to Evelyn. I cannot compare Vivian to Yanagi. I cannot compare Vivian to Soldier Zero and B. Why? Because Vivian plays very differently than these characters. Yes, she deals a lot of damage. Her whole kit is not DPS. She's literally an off-field like sub DPS. Just like Bernice, where Bernice triggers burn DOT and also a sub DPS. And I think the tag of sub DPS should be gone now and should be a category on itself now, because let's be honest, it's not gonna stay this long until like in season 2, when we're probably gonna have a lot of DPS soon. Tier 0.5 is gonna get populated by a lot of characters soon, 100%. And we should at least separate and like literally diverse all the tier lists. This is just my opinion. We should add a sub DPS role. I think they did it before, but they remove it. But they should add a sub DPS role and do what they did on HSR, where there's two characters on DPS and sub DPS role based on how build went. So we can put like if we have like sub DPS category here, then we can put trigger on the stun category, and then we can also put trigger on the sub DPS category, and it has like different tiers. So maybe I'm guessing if you have like sub DPS category here, trigger will be a tier 0 stun, but a sub DPS trigger will be like tier 0.5, maybe like that. You know, that will make more sense. It's actually gonna make the whole tier list more diverse, because honestly all of this quite confusing sometimes, especially on tier 0. Like the sub DPS parts. And yeah, like I said earlier, I just cannot compare Vivian to these characters. Yes, you can build her as like pure DPS, but honestly in general, you just cannot compare Vivian to the pure DPS. I'm not saying based on damage, it's just based on kit. You just cannot compare it based on kit, especially with Bernice too. This is one of my problem with Bernice being on tier 0.5 on the DPS category too. You just cannot compare Bernice with Soldier Envy, Evelyn, or Yanagi, because they're pure DPS. Doesn't have the same way to play her, and he doesn't play as DPS, you know? Just my opinion though. I hope they diverse this tier list more and actually add like sub DPS category. But overall, there's no any changes that happen. Honestly, there's only two changes, Lycon and Hugo. And one more thing, Nicole should go up. Nicole should go up. because Nico's debuff and Death Shred is just too OP that I feel like tier 0.5 like it's just I feel like Prydwen, are you scared to like put Nicole on tier 0? Because honestly, he really deserves tier 0, especially with like the death shreds, bro. And you can even like get the death shred very easily. You don't sometimes you don't even need shield, you just need the chain attack or something. Especially when she's partnered with Astra, Nicole is too OP too. Like she can literally get black holes every like quick assist. So I don't know. I think Nicole should go up. Who I think should go up to? Yeah, Jane Doe should go up. But I think if Jane Doe goes up, I think we should have a like a new category which just have DPS. And then Zuyuan doesn't really have any changes lately based on the meta. Aromasa just stay 1.5. It's okay. I think that's all. There's really no changes. I just want a new thing about it. Let's see the changelog if there's anything more. Okay. So here's the changelog for Hugo. Added the tier 0.5 DPS. His performance seems like he lives up to the other characters in this tier. However, Hugo himself hasn't shaken the meta too much. Yup. Like I said earlier, like Hugo doesn't have that big impact on the meta, but it's just like Hugo is like another addition if you wanna have a different playstyle of DPS basically. With that being said, he has given more team flexibility in certain stun agent than before, being Lycon. Go tier 1 going up to tier 0.5. Lycon has been amazing performance as a free-to-play option for Miyabi, sometimes even outperforming premium team options in the right hands. This is clearly reflected in the performance of his data. Hugo gives him even more team flexibility. He suffered from only having Ellen as an option beyond Miyabi teams. With his newfound team with Hugo, he warrants his rise back on tier 0.5. Yeah, I think with the I think Lycon's value is gonna go up even more as time passes when new ice characters like just got released. But that I think that will stop when a new ice stunner like gets released, which is gonna be crazy. I feel like we're not gonna get an ice stunner. At least for now, we're not gonna get one. I don't know. I just think that we're not gonna get one because I don't know how they're gonna do that, honestly. But like Lycon is like one of those thing. By the way, I'm thinking about lore wise. I just think about I don't know, but I just think that Lycon is just gonna stay ice stunner, bro. And I don't know if we're gonna have one soon. I hope so. So I can at least have new stunner from Helen. Anyways, that's all for today's video. I know it's very short, tier list, new, like small changes and stuff. But yeah, that's all for this video. What you guys think about this tier list and about my opinion about like the tier list stuff, how to improve it? Let me know down below. Yeah, and by the way, did you pull for Hugo? Comment down below also. I didn't pull, sadly. I wanna try to pull lighter, but I didn't get him. But yeah, that's all for today. Thank you guys for watching, and I'm gonna see you guys later. Subscribe. Bye bye.